coming in that we could hold them there. But in spite of that, we get a lot of valuable information that enables us to track them to warehouses, sometimes to even factories. And we've made major seizures this year, all because of the collaboration that we had with Nigerians, with sister regulatory agencies, the customs, the NAFDAC, the police, the DSS, all of us working together. But more importantly, the Nigerian consumer. We get a lot of information from consumer complaints. When you make a complaint about a product, of course we get involved between you and the seller of that product to try to get you redress. But beyond getting you redress, we do a little more on the product. We try to now test the product, find out where you bought it from because you would have given us such information, and begin to track it to who brought that product in. Those are the essence of why we have product registration. It's for traceability. So when we now find a major issue on that product, we've settled with you, the consumer, because we've gotten you redress, maybe a refund, maybe a repair or a replacement. Then we go after the product to wherever it is coming from. So most of the successes that we have achieved were coming through those activities of complaints by consumers, information, from stakeholders on places that we could never have thought about. Those big seizures of tires that we heard about were from information from Nigerians. And we're asking Nigerians in 2019 to do a lot more.
Okay, still on the feedback now, we have people who are willing to provide us with information that will help us with seizure and enforcement. But at a point, they withdraw, maybe due to fear or insecurity issues. What do you do to that? They
don't need to be afraid. All of the cases that we had treated in previous years, particularly in 2018, even those that we have had to take to courts, there has not been any issue where anybody had been held to say you provided information. Okay. These are information that are classified, and we treat them with utmost, responsibility. So if you give us information, nobody comes back to you. That's why we're saying use our toll-free lines, and we already have arrangements with NCC. Nobody can come back to check on you. The only time for that anybody involved in some of these activities can have issues is if a court of law insists that you come and talk, and at that point in time you are protected. So consumers should have no fears about giving us feedback. In any case, standardization relies on feedback. Every standard has a period within which it must be reviewed. That review can only take place when we have feedback, from the producers of the product, from the users of the product, from everybody.
Okay, it's been wonderful talking to you, Mr. Fashina. But we'll go for a break right now, and after the break, we'll treat our messages.
Happy New Year. Na, 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 na. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Na, 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 na. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Na, 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 na. Happy New Year.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. We still have with us in the studio the spokesman of the SON, Mr. Bola Fashina, and also my colleague, Ifoma Okonkwo. Now I'll be taking some of the messages we had last week, and Mr. Bola Fashina will be addressing them. Dauda Bulus from Bauchi says, how will I identify fake products?
You start from looking at the product. Once you do not have addresses that are traceable on that product, you should suspect it.
Okay.
If you find where you're checking the date of manufacture or date of expiry, any form of tampering, you should have a reason to suspect that product. But more importantly is that before you go out to purchase that product, ensure that you have enough knowledge about it. If you don't, take somebody along who knows about that product to guide you.
All right, knowledge is key. This one says, okay, from Enugu says, I like your program and appreciate your efforts on saving lives and giving consumers value for their money.
Thank you, okay.
Bolaji from Ilorin says, what you are doing is very good, but I had a bitter experience concerning examination of containers. It should not be delayed or better still done with other agencies.
Yeah, we, at the ports, efforts are on to ensure that all the activities of the agencies are integrated into one through the Nigerian Customs Service. So I can assure you that in 2019 it's going to be a lot faster and better, particularly with the automation that SON is carrying out on its own activities.
All right. Doxy says, thanks for a job well done in reducing substandard goods in Nigeria. But I want to call your attention to phones which are of low quality.
Yeah, we are doing a lot about phones, but we are also initiating some activities with the Nigerian Communication Commission.
Okay.
Because beyond the quality of the phones, there's also a lot of regulatory activities that are done by NCC. So working together in 2019, I'm sure we should do a lot better. But if you follow the activities very well in 2018, you will see us raid for phones in Lagos, in Kano, in Aba. We are not just staying in Lagos, we're doing it everywhere. So, but it's all based on information. If you can get us much more information, I can assure him that we would do something about it.
But don't you think it's important? I don't know if the SON has plans in 2019 to sensitize consumers. Are there plans?
Sensitization is an ongoing thing in SON. You know, in 2019, it's even going to be more. And we're doing it in all states of the Federation through our state offices.
So it's important. If you see something, like my DG will always say something. Okay.
All right. Chukudu Rabat from Abia says, I produce cassava and cocoa. How can SON help my business?
Oh, a lot. There are a lot of standards available for cassava products, not just cassava, all the cassava products, you know. And I want to proudly tell you that the standards that were made in Nigeria for cassava and cassava products were the standards adopted by the Codex Alimentarius Commission for the use all over the world. So there are a lot we can do. Let him get in touch with our state office in Aba.
Abia State.
Yes, we have a state office in Aba. They will assist him and ensure that both for his cassava and cocoa products, standardization will be key.
Okay, Christopher Turaki from Jos. This program is very educative. Keep it up. I wish it can be telecasted daily.
Thank you. Well, you can always watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
If you have missed any edition, go on YouTube.
Yes,
you can always
watch on YouTube
at
youtube.com/standardandyou. And that's a wrap on the feedback segment of the program. You can also be a part of the program by sending in your messages to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow the program on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at StandardandYou_.
Okay, thank you, Alimot. At this point, I would like to bring on stage the amazing crew of Standard and You who have made the program a success. From the voice-over artists to makeup artists, our editors, cameramen, all of you have been wonderful. Can we have you on set, please?
all of the staff, and particularly the crew of Standards and You. So, let's toast to a glorious 2018 of great achievements for SON, for Standard and You.
Yes.
And for a much more interesting 2019
Amen.
of peace in Nigeria,
Amen.
of progress in Nigeria,
Amen.
of greater achievements in SON,
Amen.
and of greater information, education of the Nigerian public through the Standard and You program.
Amen.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. (2019), here we come.
Yes. Happy New Year.